Genesis is dead. She shall now be known as the Sea Devil. So guys, we finished everything off, and we've named it the Sea Devil from this point on. I'm no longer calling this thing the Genesis in any videos from this point on. Other than I might tag it on my maiden run, you know, whatever, we'll see. Got my cool skull stickers on there, one on each side for the small guys, and a big one on the top deck. We'll give you a better close-up. This is the side that got hit, and you'd never know that it was hit. It turned out really awesome. I'm actually very impressed. Took me a little while, if you've been following my videos. It's taken me a while to get this boat back to normal again since it got smacked from my buddy's UL1 pickle fork boat. But this is the side that got nailed. It got nailed right back in here, and of course in this area too. Damaged the bottom of the step, and as you can see, it turned out great. Just awesome. Very awesome. So let's flip this thing around for you. And again, we have Sea Devil on this side as well. I'm having to use a flashlight because my overhead doesn't get the sides of the boat very well. And of course, there's that other skull guy there. The water outlet is still in the same place, but the antenna did get moved, which is something I mentioned throughout the series of videos on this boat, that I was planning on moving the antenna. I was going to move the water outlet and have the water shoot out the top, but I figured, nah, you know what, we'll leave it, you know, and so I'm going to leave it sitting out the side. Eventually I might put maybe another water output port and, you know, run dual lines, dual water pickup, rudder system. We'll see what happens down the road. There's a bit more of a close-up view there of our top deck skullhead guy with his Canadian flag. I think these decals are really cool. These are automotive decals, and so they're going to be all right. The name of the boat for the Sea Devil, now these are waterproof as far as I've stuck them onto a piece of glass. Actually, I did it with this thing here, my little magnifier, and I ran boiling hot water over top and then took a scrubby to them to see if any of the ink would let go or if it would let go from the glass at all, you know, because hot water should, you know, take them off. It stayed. So yeah, it's going to stay on the boat really well because, of course, lakes are, you know, cold water. They're not hot water. So yeah, it's going to be durable. So we'll be all right there. The whole boat, I'm so happy with how it all turned out. It took an entire can of white paint to repaint the bottom sponsons. Okay, I sanded down the whole boat, sponsons and all. It took all but a couple shots of green out of one can. I did buy two. So I'll have to actually go back and do the actual math, but what I spent in dollar value was just under $300 in materials, because you always buy a little extra just in case. I did go through both cans of clear coat because I had to clear the boat itself and I had to clear coat the sponsons. I had a separate can of clear coat called Metal Flex, and that was just for this, and I didn't use very much of that can, maybe half a can. But there's 7 coats of clear coat on the boat. There's about 6 to 7 coats of paint of each color on the boat, type of thing. So, you know, I didn't have much left over from the materials. So it was a pretty expensive repair job, you know, for material wise. I mean, I did all the work, so I actually saved a ton of money than having somebody else do the work for me. I've been experienced in auto body work and actually boat repair for fiberglass boats, real boats though, for many years. And so working on this wasn't so bad. It's just smaller. So you just got to think smaller, that's all. But anyhow, so that's all done. things are relocated. Relocating the antenna was actually probably the best thing, because now it gives me a lot more length of antenna wire sticking out. It's actually about 2 inches long of more wire, almost 3 inches more wire coming out of the boat. So the higher you get it off the surface of the water, the better things are for your range and, you know, signal transfer, you know, for less lag in your signal back and forth, because water machines are kind of strange that way. But whichever, it's better than it was, that's for sure. And I did actually put another brand spanking new receiver in, only because the first receiver I had in there, I had to actually fold the tip over and shove the little rubber black cap on top. Now, there was no wire in that tip portion, but I thought, you know what, I'm not going to take any chances here. And so I just ran a whole brand new receiver in, so it's all good, and no bending of anything of any kind over. So anyways, let's take a look under the hood. So everything's back in. I just haven't strapped down the ESC yet, because I still have to strap down my battery brackets. They actually have to be glued and fiberglassed into place, but I made these out of some plywood. These are never going to break. Okay, the ones that come with the Genesis suck. They broke in no time on my buddy when he owned this boat. And so he made a set out of popsicle sticks. Yes, popsicle sticks. Actually, I still have them. And believe it or not, these work 10 times better than the stock ones that come with the boat. So yeah, that's pretty sad that popsicle sticks actually worked better. But they did, but I didn't want them back in. And so I made my own, painted them yellow, and I've got industrial grade Velcro on these. So we were able to pick that stuff up locally in town at a place, I think it's called Michael's or something. But anyway, so these got to get fastened down. I still have not gotten new batteries. I do need to get a new battery, because the one battery on the one side of the boat, when his boat hit mine, it stabbed the battery and just wrecked the battery. So I only have the one left, and I'm not going to be ordering a new set of batteries from China and, you know, playing the waiting game forever to get this back in the boat. You know, so I decided that I'm going to give SMC batteries a try in the boat, see how they do. And I found a set. Now it's going to cost me obviously a lot more money than what I paid from Banggood, but I can get them in Canada, and they're 6,500 milliamp batteries that I'm going to go with, and they're hard case and much higher discharge rate. But also along with that comes much more money, because I'm looking at $109 plus tax and shipping. But at least I can have them in like 3 days. You know, I just have to get the money. So, but either way, I'm at a month and a half before I can afford new ones. So in the meantime, I'm probably going to jam this sucker in. This actually is the one that came with my Slash, and it's still in perfect shape. And it's only 3,000 mAh, but the ESC can run NIMS, and it can also run the LiPos. But my ESC won't program for 2S LiPo. It's just the way this ESC is. And I don't feel like running a LiPo alarm or any of that, just to do a test run in the water this coming weekend. So about roughly 6 days from now, from the time of this video going up, I'll have a new video posted of this thing actually in the water, running off some form of a battery regardless. And you'll see how it now runs and rides in the water, you know, especially with this new paint job, and being a nice sunny day that I'm expecting. It's going to really show this canopy popping in the different sunlight and how it hits it, which is the idea behind that Metal Fleck paint. It alters coloration as the light reflects, and it shadows and stuff, and it looks pretty sick actually. Even under this, you know, lighting that I have now, it does some, you know, shadow masking around here and stuff, and it's quite cool. I really like it. But I went with a regular straight clear coat only for the green, and it's the Synergy green, and I really like this shade of green. It turned out beautiful. And eventually down the road, of course, I gotta go to a metal prop. I gotta find a suitable prop that's gonna work proper with the boat, because the one that I bought, although it fits, it's a 1.6 pitch, which was my mistake. I mean, I honestly, guys, I don't know very much about RC boats when it comes to propellers. You know, what's a good one, what's a bad one type of thing. I do know that alloy props are definitely better than plastic, that's for sure. But I bought this 1.6 pitch, and that was a waste of 23 bucks because I get hardly any power and barely any speed out of it. You know, it's like, that really sucked. So it's definitely too steep of a pitch. So I'm thinking maybe a 1.4 would be better. You know, because I'm pretty sure that's probably what's on there. Because what's on there from the factory is a pretty chunky pitch. You know, it's got wider, thicker blades. It's, you know, not so steep of an angle, you know, front to back. Like, that's damn near vertical, you know what I mean? Like, straight across or horizontal, you know what I mean? So that's just useless, at least for this boat anyhow. Maybe for a 29-inch boat it would be fine, but definitely not for this size of a boat. This is 41 inches, so yeah, it's a lousy prop choice. So even though it's still 40 millimeter, it was a lousy choice. So I guess I have some things to learn more about boats. But anyways, I thought I'd show you guys, now that we have the boat named, we have our stickers on, we have, you know, basically the electronics are all in there. I just gotta get my battery holders in place and then strap the ESC down, but she shall now be known as Sea Devil. So, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Feel free to leave your comments.